Hey.
It's okay.
I'm not allowed to push myself up in the seat. Mike Scruven made a comment in the Discord that I look like I was raring to go and he wanted to play poker with me or something. So
With what? If you do what? If you sit up?
When I do this. Because I sit crisscross applesauce in my chair. I'm like lifted sitting,
I see. Maybe you just need to get a little booster seat in there and then you'll sit higher anyway.
Right. Well, no, I'm framed correctly. Your hair's just
yeah.
taller than mine. So there we are. What do we got, man?
All right. Well, let's talk. This is kind of interesting. I just saw this a little bit ago that Dave Matthews is having a few opening acts for his 3-night run at the Gorge to conclude his summer tour this year. And one of those bands who will be there is Goose, and they're actually closing night on the Sunday night of the 3-night run. They're going to open for him. The performers that are all opening for him, in fact, he has Bella Fleck. So kicking off the 3-night stand on August 29th is Southern Avenue and rockers Kaleo, who I don't really know anything about that. Saturday,
do you want to know a little something?
Yes, I would love to.
Southern Avenue's from Memphis. They're the soul blues rock kind of thing. Kaleo is from Iceland.
Oh, cool.
So that's about all I know. They do the what I call they do like the cinema, like the that kind of from what I know.
Very cool. And then and that's really interesting though, because all of these bands are very like unique in, I guess, their sound and where they're from, because on Saturday night he's got Oscar and Julia, followed by a set from Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, which is awesome.
And we know Bela. I was also told in the Discord that I need to explain stuff to him more. Oscar and Julia are a husband and wife duo. So they'll probably play like a half hour, 45 minutes acoustic, and then Bela will come on, hopefully do an hour and 10. I mean, Bela has such a huge thing, and you don't get many Flecktones gigs. He does, he's out there doing Bach, writing Bach for the band and stuff. So that Future Man and his brother back out there is going to be fun.
That's great. I mean, it's so cool. I actually like double opening acts. I think it's just fun to have like an early act that you can kind of just sort of like mingle around and whatever, and then an actual opening act that you kind of pay attention to or check out while you're doing other things, and then you get the main act. I always like it when it gives it a little bit of a festival vibe. Plus you're at the Gorge, which you're gonna spend all day there anyway.
That's why I like Further Fest, because you got, a couple bands all afternoon. One year they had Arlo Guthrie in between sets coming out and playing a couple acoustic guitar songs. I think Hunter did that at a few shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. And it's like, I don't know. And you're at the Gorge, so if you're camping or staying around there or whatever, it's easy to get back. You want to be there early or whatever and hang out. I think it's cool. And then Sunday night, he's got Louis Cato, who is the new band leader, not new now, but took over the band leader duties for the Stephen Colbert Show. So he's opening first slot on Sunday night, and then Goose is opening for Dave before Dave plays, which is kind of cool. And then I'm wondering if that means there'll be a little Dave comes out with them.
Dave played with Rick at Madison Square Garden for that benefit show, whatever it was.
Yep, the Soulshine show.
Yep. So they, that exists. And I've always said that Rick, people talk about the Goose Fish comparison. I always said it was the Rick Dave Matthews comparison, that ultimately that's what Goose is going to be, is the Dave Matthews Band, and we've seen that with the cast of characters coming in and out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're a little ahead of Dave in the way that they're shifting so early on in the career. It took Dave a little while longer for all of that to happen and things, but yeah, it's interesting though. I mean, I didn't realize that Dave has played, this will be the 18th straight year. That's 18 straight years that he's played Labor Day at the Gorge since he started touring in like 2006. That's crazy. Like that, that's crazy. And it brings up the point that why hasn't Fish gone back to the Gorge?
And also to note, up to this point, Goose's biggest show was at Forest Hills last summer, 13,000. Gorge holds 27.5. So this is double the largest audience not that everybody will be in, but at the Gorge, you tend to go in early because you're either hanging at the campground or,
Well, I'm wondering, I mean, we know about like the crossover of Fish fans to Goose. I wonder what the crossover of Dave Matthews fans to Goose is, because I know the crossover from Fish to Dave Matthews is less, like there's
right.
a lot of
I
Fish
could
fans
see a
don't
big
appreciate.
crossover. I mean,
But
I see a big because Rick and his songwriting partner, like Dave and his songwriting partner, write those kind of meaningful songs, ones that have, are more lean to poetry and imagery and things like that, instead of, a straight up anthem like We Come to Party, or something like that. That's just a banger out the gate. So yeah, I think that once Dave Matthews fans hear Goose, I think it will propel Goose to that next level.
I mean, I'm sure they've heard him because, like you said, they played at Soulshine, not the full, but Rick played with Dave at Soulshine, this and that. But yeah, I agree. I think it'll be good for that exposure. Not that like they haven't already been exposed to them. Obviously, if you're in the jam band scene, what's going on. But I'm just interested to see how big of a crowd they pull in early for that. I would assume it's going to be pretty big. I mean, it should be pretty great. But it's an interesting thing too for them to kind of. It's not like a step back or anything, but it's an interesting move to open for Dave. You know what I mean? Like to be like, yeah, we'll fill that slot. It's kind of cool. I really like it. I mean, you know me, I'm not the biggest Goose fan in the world, but I think that is a really cool move to open for Dave. And I hope we get a little bit of collaboration with some of them coming out with the band and Dave coming out with him or whatever. I think it would be fun. And I think those people that are going to the Gorge are in for a treat.
I have a feeling that Rick will be coming out and playing with Dave on the Sunday night,
And I'll tell you what, go ahead.
If you're a Goose person, are you going to this? Do they sell single day tickets? Did we look up the ticketing info?
I was going to ask that because I was going to say, if you already had tickets for this and you're going, you have to be stoked now, like to get this add-on as openings. You got to be like, oh, sweet. I get basically a double bill on Sunday, and even Saturday getting to see Bella early is fantastic. I mean, that's like a double bill show. That's awesome.
And Dave isn't a 2-set guy, right? He usually plays like a 22 song single set right on Thrill, I believe.
Usually. Yeah. And his tour starts in April at Jazz Fest. He's playing Jazz Fest in April and then runs all the way through Labor Day, basically, like goes all through June, July, August, and into September. I mean, it's a pretty decent tour that he's doing too. And a lot of them are like, there's a couple festivals in there. And then like, he's playing LA at the Forum and kind of those shows. But I mean, that guy, he's a gamer. He's out there in 18 straight years. I mean, that beats Fish's Dick's run they're taking a break from this year. And I mean, that's an impressive stat. I was really blown away by that when I saw 18 straight years at the Gorge. So it's cool. I mean, let us know what you guys think. I think it's really interesting. I think it'll be a really cool thing for Goose to open for them. And maybe we'll do a microdose, or maybe we'll do an after show for one of those shows or something, since there's no Fish Labor Day that weekend. So maybe we'll do something fun for that. But yeah, it's cool. Let us know what you guys think.
Yep. Find us on our socials at Wook Plus. Join the Discord. There's the links, so will be in the comments. I probably don't have them there now. And
definitely join the Discord. Talk to us on Discord.
You playing us out?
I'm playing us out. Here we go.